Viewers, our focus continues to be the latest update as far as the Middle East crisis is concerned. There are no signs of de-escalation at all. India is monitoring the developments very, very closely, and all efforts are being made to secure our energy requirements. The latest update is there's going to be a press conference in the Lok Sabha. Hardeep Puri to address, Lok Sabha. It's an important update that we have got for you. Centre's big energy briefing in the Lok Sabha. Hardeep Puri to address the Lok Sabha at 4:30 p.m. Centre to brief the House on LPG and oil situation. Centre also likely to make a statement on oil supplies and what, of course, the government is doing right now to safeguard India's interest. We are learning that Union Minister Hardeep Puri to brief Lok Sabha today, and government will be outlining India's strategy in the Lok Sabha. Let's go across to my colleague Pragya joining us live right now for more on this. Pragya, so there's going to be an important statement by Union Minister Hardeep Puri on how is India really managing the energy issues given what's happening in the Middle East.
Absolutely. In fact, Rahul Gandhi has given a notice to this, in this regard, particularly in the House, saying that he wanted to, for the minister to speak on the LPG situation and also on the gas prices, issue. And in fact, all of the opposition collectively today has also staged a protest outside the Mukta Dwar and, in the parliament premises, to attack the government on LPG and its availability. Now, the government is also saying that because this is a 0 hour and this is accountability of the government to reply to any question that is of urgent matter raised by any of the MPs, since LOP has also given a notice regarding that, Minister of Petroleum, Mr. Hardeep Puri, is going to reply in the House on the situation and also situation of LPG gas cylinders. In fact, if you remember, Rahul Gandhi, he is a leader of opposition, had also spoken about gas problem, and also the petrol is going to be a problem, all fuel is going to be a problem. He said that in the morning, but he has also given a notice to this effect, and in fact, the government is going to speak at length on the LPG issue to also pacify the opposition and also to ensure that there is no panic as far as the availability of LPG gas is concerned. So this is also an opportunity to the government to ensure that the opposition does not spread any panic, and this is why the government has decided that Mr. Hardeep Puri, who is the minister of the concerned ministry, will give a detailed account of the availability of the LPG sources in the country.
Right. Pragya, stay on with us. More updates as you're also telling us. Rahul Gandhi, the leader of opposition in the Lok Sabha, is expected to raise the LPG issue in the parliament. This is what we are getting to know at this point in time. Rahul Gandhi is likely to speak at 4 o'clock in the Lok Sabha. Pragya, an important update there coming in from the parliament, because this morning only around 10:30 we saw opposition parties in fact holding a protest. Pragya, stay on with us. My colleague Amit Kumar is joining us on the broadcast right now. Amit, 4 बजे राहुल गांधी जो लीडर ऑफ ऑपोजिशन है लोकसभा के, वो एलपीजी के मुद्दे पर अपना पक्ष रखेंगे संसद में आज।
जी हाँ, और इसको लेकर लगातार हंगामा भी हो रहा है। आपको याद होगा जब 9 तारीख को बजट सत्र का जो दूसरा हिस्सा शुरू हुआ था, तो अपोजिशन की तरफ से कहा गया कि पहले इस पर मसले पर चर्चा की जाए, जबकि सरकार ने कहा कि अविश्वास प्रस्ताव लाया गया है तो पहले उस पर होनी चाहिए थी। तो इसको लेकर लगातार प्रोटेस्ट भी हो रही है। तो ऐसे में राहुल गांधी आज 4 बजे इस पूरे मसले को उठाएंगे लोकसभा में। जो विपक्ष का एक तरह से पूरे विपक्ष की तरफ से जो डिमांड है कि एक इस इशू को लेकर सरकार को जवाब देना चाहिए कि जो क्राइसिस की जो दिख रही है, तमाम जगहों पर जो लाइन्स दिख रही है, लोग खड़े हैं, या हालात क्या है, एलपीजी और पेट्रोल की जो पोजीशन है देश में है, उन तमाम चीजों को लेकर वो सवाल उठाएंगे और उसका जवाब जो है वो पेट्रोलियम मिनिस्टर हरदीप पुरी देने वाले हैं। तो ये बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग होने वाला है, क्योंकि 4 बजे राहुल गांधी इन तमाम मसलों को, क्योंकि अपोजिशन अगर आपको याद हो तो इसके बाद से लगातार ये सवाल खड़ा कर रहा है कि सरकार इस पूरे मामले को जो हैंडल कर रही है वो ठीक से हैंडल नहीं कर रही है, एक क्राइसिस की सिचुएशन पैदा हो गई है। तो ऐसे में हरदीप पुरी जो सवाल उठाए जाएंगे उसका जवाब हरदीप पुरी की तरफ से आएगा। इसमें वो पूरी स्थिति को बताएंगे, क्योंकि सरकार की तरफ से यही बार बार कहा गया है कि जो स्थिति है वो सामान्य है, नॉर्मल है, चीजों को कंट्रोल किया जाए, आम आदमी को इसका असर ना पड़े। इसके लिए प्रधानमंत्री ने खुद ये कहा है कि आम आदमी तक असर न जाए, इसलिए तमाम मिनिस्टर्स को आपस में कोऑर्डिनेट करने की जरूरत है। 3 लोगों की कमेटी बनाई गई है तो अमित शाह, हरदीप पुरी और जयशंकर है, जो ये डोमेस्टिक लेवल पर देख भी रहे हैं कि किसी तरह से कोई क्राइसिस की सिचुएशन पैदा ना हो। तो ऐसे में लगभग 4:30 बजे हरदीप पुरी सरकार का जो पक्ष रखने वाले हैं, लेकिन उससे पहले इन तमाम चीजों को लेकर राहुल गांधी सवाल खड़े करेंगे, सरकार से जवाब करेंगे, पूछेंगे कि एग्जैक्ट सिचुएशन क्या है अभी पेट्रोलियम का और एलपीजी गैस का।
जी अमित, लेकिन सवाल ये है कि क्या जब हरदीप पुरी जो यूनियन मिनिस्टर हैं उन्हें बोलने दिया जाएगा कि नहीं, क्योंकि फर्स्ट डे जब सेकंड पार्ट ऑफ बजट सेशन की अगर हम बात करें, जब वो शुरू हुआ था तब एक्सटर्नल अफेयर्स मिनिस्टर डॉक्टर एस जयशंकर भी पूरे मिडिल ईस्टर्न क्राइसिस के बारे में स्टेटमेंट दे रहे थे, बता रहे थे पार्लियामेंट को कि क्या हो रहा है और भारत किस तरह से स्थिति को देख रहा है। और तब हमने देखा कितना रकस था, कितना स्लोगनरिंग हो रहा था पार्लियामेंट में। तो क्या ऑपोजिशन की स्ट्रैटेजी रहेगी आज?
देखिए, मुझे लगता है कि आज ऑपोजिशन को सुनना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि उससे ठीक पहले लगभग 4 बजे जो मंत्री जो एलओपी हैं राहुल गांधी, उनको ये मौका दिया जा रहा है कि वो इस पूरे मसले को उठाएंगे। तो जब अपोजिशन के तौर पे और लीडर ऑफ अपोजिशन इस पूरे मसले को उठाएंगे तो इसके बाद उनको जवाब सुनना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि ऐसा नहीं हो सकता। और हालांकि ये बात हमेशा बीजेपी की तरफ से और सरकार की तरफ से कहा जाता है कि अपोजिशन ने एक स्ट्रेटेजी तय कर ली है कि वो पहले अपनी बात कहते हैं और इसके बाद सरकार की बात सुनने को तैयार नहीं होते हैं और रकस करते हैं। लेकिन मुझे लगता है कि एक बहुत ही गंभीर मसला है और इस मसले पर सबकी नजरें हैं। लोगों को जो ग्राउंड रियलिटी है, जो सच्चाई, वो सामने आनी चाहिए कि अगर इस तरह के जो क्राइसिस सिचुएशन में भारत सरकार क्या कर रही है, किस तरीके से नॉर्मल होने के लिए, स्थिति को नॉर्मल करने के लिए जो कदम उठाए जा रहे हैं। तो मुझे लगता है कि जब राहुल गांधी 4 बजे एक बार बोल देंगे और उसके ही जवाब में बोलने वाले हरदीप पुरी, तो मुझे लगता है कि इस मसले पर बहुत ज्यादा हंगामा हो, इसकी संभावना कम है। कि अब देखना होगा कि जब राहुल बोलते हैं तब क्या होता है। अगर राहुल गांधी के बयान के वक्त कुछ होता है तो शायद वो हंगामा बढ़ता रहे फिर।
जी, थैंक यू वेरी मच Amit. Appreciate you joining us with your inputs on this story. In fact, let's now listen in to what Leader of Opposition in the Lok Sabha, Rahul Gandhi, had to say earlier.
नॉर्मली प्रोसीजर होता है कि यू कैन आस्क टू टॉक। तो आई हैड आस्क्ड टू बी अलाउड टू मेक अ स्टेटमेंट कि मैं स्टेटमेंट जो देश में सिचुएशन है, एलपीजी की, गैस की, जो तेल की सिचुएशन है, और ये अभी शुरुआत है, तो इसके बारे में मैं बोलना चाह रहा था। बट कोई नया प्रोसीजर चालू हुआ है कि मंत्री पहले डिसाइड करेगा, फिर मैं बोलूंगा, फिर मंत्री रिप्लाई करेगा। तो ठीक है, लेट्स सी व्हाट हैपेंस। बट बेसिकली मेन चीज क्या है, दैट gas is going to be a problem, petrol is going to be a problem, all fuel is going to be a problem, because essentially our energy security has been compromised. Flawed foreign policy has created this problem. Now it doesn't matter अभी क्या करना है, अभी प्रिपेयर करना है। अभी आपके पास थोड़ा सा टाइम है, तो सरकार को, प्रधानमंत्री को एकदम प्रिपरेशन शुरू कर देनी चाहिए।
So all eyes are now going to be on the parliament. At 4 o'clock, Rahul Gandhi will be speaking. Then around 4:30, Union Oil Minister Hardip Puri will be making a statement. Now viewers, it's day 13 of the war and there is a significant development emerging from the Middle East. In fact, this development directly impacts India's energy security. After talks between External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar and Iran's Foreign Minister, on 10th of March, Iran reportedly allowed India-linked oil tankers to pass through the Strait of Hormuz. Two vessels, Pushpak and Parimal, have been able to transit the strait safely, offering a measure of relief for New Delhi as the region remains gripped by conflict. This development comes at a time when tensions across the Gulf are extremely high and the situation is quite volatile. The war involving Iran, Israel and the United States has sharply disrupted shipping activity, and vessels linked to the United States, Europe and Israel are reportedly facing restrictions in the waterway. Let's in fact get you more details about this big breakthrough and the update that we have got right now. Breakthrough number 1, Iran has in fact allowed passage of India-linked tankers. This is very important. 2 tankers we are talking about here. Ships Pushpak and Parimal managed to transit safely. This move follows the talks between Dr. S. Jaishankar, India's External Affairs Minister, and his Iranian counterpart. Then the passage actually, could be possible after talks between both of them. This is what sources have told Times Now. Now, viewers, the ships at the center of this development are Pushpak and Parimal, like I mentioned. As per reports, these vessels are part of India's energy supply chain and were reportedly carrying crude connected to India's import routes. Despite the tense security environment in the Gulf, both India-linked vessels were able to move through the strait safely, something that has become increasingly difficult as the conflict escalates. The diplomatic timeline behind this development is also very important. Let's try and explain that for our viewers now. Now, viewers, 5th of March, 6 days after war broke out, External Affairs Minister spoke to Iran's Foreign Minister. And then 6 days after the war broke out, Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri was seen at the embassy of Iran here in the national capital, and he signed condolence book at the embassy. Then on 10th of March, 5 days after first call with Iran FM, External Affairs Minister spoke to Iran's Foreign Minister. Then viewers, on 11th of March, which is 12 days after war broke out, India-linked tankers transit the Strait of Hormuz. Now, let's also play out what External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar said in his statement in Parliament about India's engagements with other nations with regards to the West Asia conflict.
Honorable Prime Minister himself has spoken to the President of UAE, the Amir of Qatar, the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, the Crown Prince of Kuwait, the King of Bahrain, the Sultan of Oman, the King of Jordan, and the Prime Minister of Israel. In each case, we received assurances that the well-being of the Indian community would be a priority for the host government. I have similarly been in close touch with my counterparts in these countries. Insofar as the United States is concerned, we have maintained regular contacts through diplomatic channels. While attempts have been made, contacts with Iran at the leadership level are obviously difficult at this time. I have, however, spoken to Foreign Minister Araghchi on 28 February and 5 March 2026. We will continue these high-level conversations in the coming days.
And like he said, the conversations are still continuing. Now, what emerges from the development that has taken place today is the story of a diplomatic clear diplomatic strategy. India is maintaining dialogue with all the sides, balancing relationships carefully, and also quietly working to ensure one critical objective, that is the uninterrupted flow of energy supplies into our country. Because in a region gripped by war, the Strait of Hormuz is one of the most important energy arteries in the world, and India's diplomacy right now is focused on keeping that artery open. But the opposition is still being dismissive of India's diplomatic efforts.
2 ships manned by Indians and were heading towards India were brought down in Iran. And whatever he is saying currently is the unfortunate reality is very different. And this again goes to show that our foreign policy talks in some manner, the action shows some other things, and the result of which it's the Indians which end up suffering.
जिस तरह से ईरान द्वारा 2 जो है ऑयल वाले शिप पे हमला किया गया, समाजवादी पार्टी समझती कि ईरान से भारत के रिश्ते बेहतर हैं, अच्छे हैं। कुछ समय के लिए ज़रूर कुछ गतिरोध उत्पन्न हुआ था, लेकिन जब बातचीत करके अब उसका फिर से समाधान निकल गया है और ईरान ने कहा है कि वो भारत के तिरंगा लगे हुए जितने भी शिप होंगे उनको पास होने देगी, तो समाजवादी पार्टी समझती कि भारत को जो रिश्ते हैं विश्व में पड़ोसियों से वो बेहतर करना चाहिए।
I hope so, because we've already had one ship that is not an Indian ship, but a Thai ship bound for Kandla with Indian sailors on board that was hit twice, and there are 3 people who may have lost their lives. It's a very tragic thing. Iranians must show some respect for those who have been friendly and reasonable to them. But at the same time, the problem with this conflict right now is that people are being dragged into it whose war it isn't.
Numerous ships, including 38 Indian ships, are part of the blockade there. They have been lined up there. There has been an attack against a ship which was sailing to Kandla, and his assurance, who will take it? The reality is that there is a panic that has come out across the nation. And
जवाब नहीं है, बल्कि भविष्य के हर कोई राजनीतिक या हर जियो पार्टी या कोई इस तरह के झटके होंगे, उसके लिए ढाल बनेगा। तो ये वित्तीय अनुशासन का काम करेगा। हमारे राजनीतिक सोच का अनुपम संगम है। न घबराहट की कोई खर्च है, न संकट की कोई अनदेखी है। यही है विकसित भारत 2047 के संकल्प को पूरा करने का। मैं कहना चाहता हूं, हमारे जरा कांग्रेस के साथी सुरेश जी सुन लें कि चन्नी साहब भी सुन लीजिए कि 2014 में जो इकोनॉमी थी, आज 2025 में की स्थिति। 2014 में आप इस सदन नहीं थे, सुरेश जी थे। उस समय कहा जाता था कि हमारी फ्रेजाइल इकोनॉमी हो गई। 2014 में फ्रेजाइल इकोनॉमी के तात्पर्य था कि दुनिया में लोग कहते थे कि हाँ महंगाई अधिक है, रुपए की कीमत नहीं है, और लोगों को जो इन्वेस्टर थे वो इन्वेस्टर, फॉरेन इन्वेस्टर्स या डोमेस्टिक इन्वेस्टर्स भी अपना पैसा निकाल के निवेश कोई यूरोप कर रहा था, कोई साउथ अफ्रीका कर रहा था। इतनी अनिश्चितता की स्थिति आ गई थी कि फ्रेजाइल इकोनॉमी थी। वो टर्मिनोलॉजी आप जानने की कोशिश करिए। मैं इसको ये नहीं कह रहा हूँ खाली फ्रेजाइल इकोनॉमी, वो फ्रेजाइल इकोनॉमी थी क्यों, वो फ्रेजाइल इकोनॉमी का कारण क्या था? दो महत्वपूर्ण कारण होता है जिसका एक इंडिकेटर होता है। वो दो महत्वपूर्ण इंडिकेटर थे जो उस समय का करंट अकाउंट डेफिसिट था, जिसको चालू खाता घाटा कहते हैं। ये जब देश के आयात और निर्यात में उसके बीच में जब अंतर बढ़ जाता है एक्सपोर्ट और इंपोर्ट में, तब वो करंट अकाउंट डेफिसिट होता है। और उस समय 2014 में जो सेवाओं में, सर्विसेज में, निवेश में, जिसको आय को भी शामिल किया जाता है, 2013-14 में अधिष्ठाता महोदया, मैं आपके माध्यम से सदन को कहना चाहता हूं, ये जीडीपी का लगभग 4.8% था। इतना अंतर आयात निर्यात में हो गया है, जो आज 25-26 में 4.8% से घट करके मोदी की सरकार में पहली छमाही में केवल 0.8% रह गया है। ये है सरकार की उपलब्धियां। ये हम किस तरह से हमने आज इस करंट अकाउंट डेफिसिट को मेंटेन किया है, चाहे वो आयात हो चाहे निर्यात।
All right, so that was the update that we got from the Parliament, and focus, of course, is going to shift again to the Parliament at 4 o'clock when Leader of Opposition in the Lok Sabha, Rahul Gandhi, will be speaking, and then at 4:30, Union Minister Hardeep Puri will be making a statement in the Parliament on the ongoing situation and how is India really managing the energy requirement. Now, let's also tell you a little bit about how the government has responded so far. There was an interministerial briefing that happened yesterday. It's going to happen today as well, wherein the government will be giving us an update on, you know, a number of aspects on the areas where India is getting impacted because of the Middle Eastern crisis. Yesterday, Sujata Sharma, Joint Secretary in the Ministry of Petroleum, said India's energy supplies remain secure despite the turbulence in the Gulf. She was speaking on India's crude position. She revealed that 2 crude cargo shipments are already on their way to India and are expected to arrive in the next few days. According to the Petroleum Ministry, India's refineries are operating at their highest capacity utilization, ensuring that domestic fuel supply remains stable even as the Middle East conflict continues to unfold. The message from the government is clear. India's energy supplies are holding firm.
India's crude supply remains secure. भारत में आज हम लगभग 40 देशों से क्रूड आयात करते हैं। आज जब मैं आपसे बात कर रही हूं, तब भी लगभग 2 कार्गोस भारत की तरफ चल पड़े हैं, and within few days they will arrive. आज हमारी refineries are operating at the highest capacity utilization.
And viewers, there is also another important update. Liberian flag tanker carrying Saudi crude and captained by an Indian sailor successfully crossed the strait earlier and has already, in fact, is already here. And this is an important update. Let's get you this report from my colleague Richa.
The first crude oil vessel headed to India since the Iran-US war began has now reached Mumbai after successfully passing through the conflict-hit Strait of Hormuz. The Liberia-flagged tanker Shenlong Suezmax carrying Saudi crude and captained by an Indian has safely berthed at the Mumbai port from the crucial route. It has finally arrived in Mumbai. The vessel had loaded crude oil from Rajpanura port on March 1 and departed 2 days later for India. According to maritime tracking data, the tanker was last signaled inside the Strait of Hormuz on March 8. During the most sensitive part of the journey, the ship briefly went dark by switching off its AIS system, often used by vessels while navigating conflict-prone waters. The tanker reappeared on systems on March 9 after clearing the strait. After entering the Arabian Sea, the ship continued its journey towards India's western coasts and reached Mumbai port at around 1 p.m. Later in the evening, it berthed at Jawahar Dweep terminal at around 6 p.m. The tanker is carrying 1,35,335 metric tons of crude oil, which is now being discharged. The cargo will be supplied to refineries in Mahul, and the authorities are saying the unloading process will at least take 36 hours. This ship is owned by Shenlong Shipping Limited and managed by Dynacom Tankers Management Limited. As of now, there are 29 crew members on board, including some of the Indians, Pakistanis and Filipinos. And one of the important thing is captain of this vessel is an Indian, Sukhshant Singh Sandhu. The tanker's safe arrival is significant for India because over half of the country's crude oil and gas imports pass through the Strait of Hormuz, even as tensions at the Gulf continue to impact the global shipping field. Along with video journalist George Brito, this is Rucha Kanolkar for Times Now, Mumbai.
And with this, we will slip into a very, very short break. Coming back with lots more. Don't go anywhere.